Right then guys, welcome back to another video today. I'm showing you how to service the 2 litre TSI engine that comes in the Golf R GTIs, the S3s and stuff like that. Relatively simple, probably actually one of the simplest services you could ever carry out. You only need minimum tools, screwdriver, socket for the oil filter and oil to fill it up with. That's literally all you need. You don't actually have to jack the car up either. You could do it on a drop curb because the sump plug is just a flathead screwdriver. So that's no problem, but I'll walk you through some of the tools we're going to need and we'll get into doing the service on this. It is over a year old now, so let's do it. Right, so these are the tools you're going to need. Basic socket and wrench, 32mm for the oil filter, screwdriver for the sump plug, and obviously you're going to need your new oil filter and also sump plug and O-ring for the oil filter itself. So there's a sump plug, as you can see, just a flathead in there to undo it. So yeah, let's crack on with getting the service done. We'll jack the car up and get the oil draining. Alright, so a little thing you can also do to help speed up the oil process is just have the car running for a minute. Turn that off for a minute. Just warms up the oil, makes it a bit thinner, makes it easier to come out. So yeah, we'll leave it running for a little bit just to get the oil temperature up slightly, and then we can get underneath it and drain the oil out. So let's leave it running for a little bit. Alright, so the car's been running for about a minute. I've just let it get warm up a little bit, so we'll pop the bonnet and I'll walk you through some things underneath here as to what you need to undo and when to do it. So we'll do that now. Alright, so just a quick overview. Oil filler cap, obviously don't need that on anymore. Oil filter and dipstick, we can pull dipstick out as well. Just leave that on top of there. Pull the engine cover off, as easy as that, just pulling off. Move that to one side. We can now undo the oil filter, so we'll get the wrench, put that on there, and as you can see mine was pretty loose anyway because it's first service, so we just undo that, just like that. It's as simple as doing it like that. I haven't even jacked the car up yet, this is how easy this is. So as you can see, there's all of the old oil, and it is actually pretty black considering it's only a year old. So we'll pop the oil filter out of here, put the new one in, and then this can go back on, and we can tighten it up. Just nip it, don't need to be tight at all, just need to nip it up. If you've got a torque wrench to hand, there is actually a setting on there which is 2.5 plus 5 newton meters, so that's 7.5 newton meters that you need to tighten it up by. But for now I like to do mine up just by the ratchet and just give it a little tweak. But let's change the oil filter. Right, so when it comes to changing the oil filter, it's as simple as just popping the old one out like so, get the new one. Doesn't matter which end it goes in and pops on. That is the oil filter changed. I've changed the O-ring. Just get the screwdriver underneath it, bring that off, get the new one, put it back on again. It is recommended to oil the O-ring up before you actually put it on the car. So we'll rub a bit of oil around there, it's all on my fingers anyway. So, and that is your oil filter changed. That can go back on the car, and that's good for another year. So in case you haven't guessed already, oil filter is exactly as fitting as just fit it as reversal. Sorry. Get the ratchet on it. We'll just tighten it up. Obviously, I'll clean all the residual oil off at the end. So that's now tight. Then we just give it a little tweak like that, and that's the oil filter changed. Just as simple as that. Oil filter is done. Now we need to go underneath and drain the oil out. Alright, so the car's jacked up. Only need to off the ground ever so slightly so you can get underneath. And yeah, once you're underneath there, the under tray, yeah, it has got to come off, of course. The other tray's got to come off. Once you get the under tray off, we can crack on with draining the oil out. Alright, so I did make a bit of a boo-boo. Parts needed. Unless you've got a Golf R or a GTI, you're going to need T25 Torx, and I think it's a T45 for the 3 back under tray bolts. Now on the Golf Fast and GTIs you don't have to do this. The under tray stops halfway and you can actually get to the sump plug without taking the under tray off. So that's my bad. I thought my car was the same, but it's not. So we've got to take the under tray off, which is more of a ball ache, but it's fine. We can do that in no time whatsoever. Alright, so now the under tray's off. This is the sump. The sump plug is about here, and this is what I'm choosing to drain it into. So what you have to do is just get the flat head into the sump plug. I'm doing this blind because I can't see anything, and it should get ready to catch it all in the drainer, unlike me where it's going to work. And there we go. Sorry about the poor camera quality, it is actually draining into there. Alright, so the oil's draining. This is a 5 litre tub. It's almost overflowing a 5 litre tub. So, if you're going to drain it, choose something that's got more than 5 litre capacity, because otherwise you're going to end up spilling it everywhere. But we need to put the new sump plug in once it slows down a bit, and then we can refill it with 5.7 litres of oil, and that should be it done. Right, so once your sump plug's back in, leave the under tray off for now. You just fill it back up with 5.7 litres of oil. Now obviously, depending on what car you have, the oil is going to be different. Mine here has the VW number of oil, which is 5W40, because it is a newer vehicle, it's on long life oil. So I'm going to put 5.7 litres of that in, and then put obviously the dipstick in, the oil cap on, start it up, check the oil level, and then we can put it on the tray on once you know there's no leaks. But yeah, overall, job done, easy service. Easy to do yourself at home rather than paying loads for a garage to do it. So definitely recommend doing this yourself if you can. Obviously if you can't, then take somewhere to do it for you, but it's very easy and very simple. Alright, so once you've filled it with oil, start the car up, leave it running for about 30 seconds. Give it a little blip, check the oil level on your dipstick, and that'll give you an accurate representation of how much more you need to put in. Obviously don't put the full 5.7 litres in straight away, just in case that is too much or too little. If it's too little, that's fine, you can just top up again, that's not a problem. And once you've checked it, under tray needs to go back on, engine cover needs to go back on as well, and your service is done. But yeah, other than that, very easy to do on the 2 litre TSI engine, even easier on the Golf R and the S3 and the GTI, because there's no under tray like that big one. It stops about halfway, so you can get to the sump plug. But other than that, hopefully you've enjoyed watching today, and there's a few things I want to tell you about in an up and coming video. Got a whole new project series coming as well on another car, which will be revealed very shortly, but it's quite a big project. It needs to be done by April next year, so we've got a bit of a deadline, but it's no problem. Thank you for watching today, hope you've enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.